Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are starting the 5th season of Cobra Kai, and it feels like it was like 3 days ago when the trailer dropped, and then boom, mate, the full season has been released. So to me it was unexpected. I didn't even know it was coming, but here we are, excited, full season ahead of us. And you know, I've not gone in and watched and recap last season, but off the top of my head I can remember that we had Eagle Fan Karate, we had obviously Cobra Kai, and we had Miyagi-Do. Now Johnny and you know, LaRusso, they ended up squashing their beef and uniting both of the gyms, didn't they? One was trying to give the way the fist, and one was trying to learn the defensive. And obviously he was taking both kind of dojos and he was teaching them different things so they could combine both of them and be stronger together. Now we had Robbie, who obviously joined Kreese, and Terry Silver, who is now recruited into Cobra Kai, and they was ready, mate. They was looking strong. They had a new recruit. He also joined. It was a younger guy, Kenny, and he ended up getting bullied off LaRusso's son, you know, Anthony. So it's really interesting that we actually used him, and Kenny was obviously using Robbie as inspiration to get stronger and get bigger and bigger. And we started learning a lot about Tori as well, and about her past, and her relationship obviously with Sam wasn't getting any better. It was a battle of the women, wasn't it? It was a good season for both of them. Very, very strong season 4 both of them females had, and they was fighting all of the way. Now obviously LaRusso, his wife, went to Tori's work, and she was speaking to her and stuff, and she ended up accidentally getting her fired. Now she learned that her backstory, that she was working multiple jobs to try and save up money for her mum who's sick, and she ended up feeling sorry for her. She tried to make amends for it and stuff like that. Obviously them two ended up meeting at the All Valley tournament. Now what's interesting is they decided that whoever loses, the gym closes. You know, they ended up splitting up actually, because obviously Johnny had his way, Daniel had his way, and they ended up conflicting together. Do you know what I mean? A bit of conflict was starting. So what they ended up doing is fighting, deciding, you know, whoever wins will keep our gym, the other one has to walk away. Well, they did have a karate tournament fight between them both, and they knocked a double knockdown, bang, mate, both of them knocked each other out. So they ended up well, pretty much settling that they go the separate ways. So we had 3 gyms entering the All Valley tournament at the very end. We had obviously Miyagi-Do, Cobra Kai, and Eagle Fang all going for it. And this season we had a female tournament, or just a single category for them. So it's interesting because obviously they had to go out. Eagle Fang had to recruit new women, and there was more females obviously added to the rosters. Now in the tournament, this is where it got good, because Sam, she was actually enjoying the stuff that she was learning from Johnny. You know what I mean? Her dad's all about defense and only striking when people attack you, when Johnny's more about going full force, you know what I mean, and being on the front foot. She was conflicted on which kind of offense to use and defense, so to speak. And Robbie as well was starting to learn that, you know, he actually is the bad guy, and I think he wants to try and redeem himself from that. So he managed to get all the way to the final, and so did Hawk. Now Hawk had a decent season as well. He ended up getting his hawk shaven off, didn't he, mate? He was attacked and it was cut off, and he felt like he was down, and Dimitri come over and he was telling him that, mate, that doesn't define you, your friends do, your lifestyle, do you know what I mean? We're always there for you. Come back Eli. It was about Eli, this one. His girlfriend, he's won her back as well. He went into the final. It was him and Robbie against each other. Looked like Robbie was just about to win. You know, he was about to absolutely get the final point, and then he looked over at Kenny. He could see him cheering him on, and he had a split second of, well, I don't even know what you would call it, like he realization that obviously he may be steering him down the wrong path, and Eli managed to flip him and boom, get the point and become victorious. And then we went obviously into the female final, and it was Sam against Tori, and this is where it gets really interesting, because they were scrapping, they was going for it, and Tori ended up winning. I felt sorry for Sam actually. I kind of wanted Sam to win that season. You know, I actually did like her, but no hate on Tori. I think she's a really good character as well, and I felt really bad for her, because as she was walking in the back and she was holding the trophy and she was really chuffed, she heard that obviously Terry Silver had been cheating with the referee, mate. He'd been paying them off to obviously look the other way about points, because Sam did win a clear point and she didn't get it. So I felt bad for her. Then we found out that Cobra Kai were expanding, you know, they were opening gyms nationwide, and they're moving out of their little dojo, the one that Johnny started in. And obviously, like I said, they're further expanding it. And the twists and turns started coming, mate, because then we seen at the very end, Terry Silver ended up screwing over Johnny Kreese and getting him arrested for the absolute assault of Stingray. That's right, Stingray's been so committed to get back into Cobra Kai that he took a beating off, you know, off Kreese, off Terry Silver, and then he used that to blame Kreese for the assault, who now's been arrested, and now Silver's left with the whole of Cobra Kai. Now we know that they made a bet that it was one of the gyms, whoever didn't make it to the All Valley tournament and whoever didn't win, yeah, they would have to close down, and that would be LaRusso. So that means that there should be no more Miyagi-Do. But he was sat at his grave at the end, wasn't it? And he was speaking, and he was pretty much saying, well, do you know what, yeah, if Cobra Kai lost, they definitely wouldn't have quit, would they? They definitely wouldn't have folded, so why should I do that? And then we had his old nemesis, you know, the person that he redeemed his, or rekindled, say, a relationship with last season, and that is Chosen. He's arrived back, and now it looks like they're going to team up, as well as obviously we've got Eagle Fang, and we've also got Cobra Kai, and we've got the beef going on between Silver and Kreese as well to go on. So mate, there's so much going on. Even Miguel ended up leaving to go and find his birth father, so there's so much going on. I can't wait to find out what happens this season, because Johnny was reunited with Robbie at the end. You know, 4 seasons of build up. He's come in, he was kind of saying that he doesn't like the path that he's chosen going down, obviously with the way Kreese and Silver have been teaching him, and he's come and they've given a hug and they've embraced. So I'm excited. That is where we currently are, and that's all I can remember after 1 year of probably not watching it. So thanks for checking out today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you do, and as always, let's jump into the first episode of season 5 of Cobra Kai.
Within every punch and kick lies centuries of tradition. While our martial arts date back hundreds of years, our dojo is committed to providing state-of-the-art training. We are proud to be the home of the first female All-Valley Tournament champion, Tori Nichols. It's a new era at Cobra Kai. Come join us. Yes! Good morning, Amanda-san.
This is not okay, Daniel. It is crazy enough that you flew him out here, but you didn't tell me he was going to be living with us. Call me crazy, but I thought maybe we'd be having Mai Tais by the pool, not watching your Okinawan assassin use it as his training ground.
You need some help, mate?
Yeah, I'd love some help. You can help me get to 137 Avenue Saint-Lucie?
I can show you.
All right.
Yeah, easy.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Actually, you don't mind giving me some pesos. And how much you want to pay for the bag?
The bag?
I want him to knock them all out. Start the season 1 Miguel.
Okay, give me the bag.
I mean, I just figure a reward might be in order.
Nah, man, he should have knocked him out to start the season.
And just picked up this badass cell phone. It's got 60 minutos on it. It's like 300 American minutes. And got you a little something to say welcome to Mexico. And don't tell me it's offensive. We bought it in Mexico. It's their idea. Isn't that great? I got one for me too.
Do you know what, right? I've seen a TikTok before. Some guy was dressed up in a full Mexican outfit. He had like the big hat on with all the little dangly things, and he was asking all these Americans, is it offensive? Is it offensive? And every single American said, yeah, it's disrespectful to Mexicans. Then he went to Mexico, and then he asked the Mexicans, he said, do you find my outfit offensive? And he was all like, no, mate, I love it. You look well good. And like, you know, he asked like 20 Mexicans, and like 19 of them was like, mate, you're totally fine, we love it. And then he asked like 20, like I said, Americans, and like all 20 said, yeah, it's offensive. And it's funny that, innit? Because like he just said, he's got that little bobble thing. Straight away, it's like, before you even say anything, yeah, it's not offensive, because they sell it here in Mexico. Now, I wish we started the episode with him, Miguel, knocking them dudes out. Just give us a good vibe, innit, starting the season, knowing that he's taking no mercy, pretty much, you know, the way of the fist. Try and step up and take him, we can still take you out, you know, that injury that he sustained last season is not going to stop him from actually going after someone.
We said we'd close our dojo if we lost. That's exactly what we're going to do. This dojo may be closing, but Miyagi-Do lives inside each and every one of you still.
Yeah, I wanted Sam to get avenge me. I wanted her to become a champion. To be honest, I want Robbie to be a champion as well, but I think it's like he's finished now.
This can't be your plan.
I know you're disappointed, Sam.
I just want to make things right.
This is real life.
Dad, I can fight.
This isn't your fight, Sam. I know firsthand that Silver isn't afraid of putting kids in harm's way.
Héctor? Anda, viejo. Yo nunca te he mirado por aquí.
Acabo de llegar.
Pueblo, sácame este güey de aquí.
Vamos.
That's it, Miguel. Maybe beat these guys up.
Se cree jefe el güey. El vato que estás buscando no soy yo. Y la mera neta, yo no conozco a ninguna pinche Carmen.
I mean, that wouldn't have been a good introduction anyway, would it? For your first father and son bond.
You have every right to be upset.
How could you take me down to Mexico and not mention once we were coming to get Miguel?
All right, I'm sorry, okay? I thought this trip would help you and Miguel get over your shit. Look, when we get to the bus station, if you want to buy a ticket home, you can go home.
I tried to stop Cobra Kai on my own. Nothing's worked. There's only one way to end this. We have to cut the head off the snake.
Yeah.
Hey, whoa, no. I didn't mean literally cut his head off. He always thinks 2 moves ahead. We have to be careful with this guy.
No, Daniel-san. He must be careful with this guy.
Oh, I like how she's watching it and trying to get better. That's good. She was cheated out though, didn't she? She did gain a fair point and didn't even get given it.
Hey, Sam.
Your mom and grandma left Ecuador to get away from your dad. They probably did it for a good reason.
Innit? When you think about it like that, it's mad.
You knew what it meant for me to face Tori. You're not gonna ask if I won or lost?
How are you making this about you right now?
I'm not.
Hector, ¿qué haces? Ese trabajo, Rogelio.
Yeah, if you think about it, actually, Sam made a great point. You know, his mum and his grandma, they fled me, Ecuador, to get away from this Hector. You know, there's got to be a bigger reason behind it. They're not just going to get up and leave in the middle of the night, you know what I mean? Like, without telling him where they're going, if the guy's a nice dude, do you know? So now, I've never even actually thought of it like that, but I think that's really, really interesting. Now she's just said it, it's making me think, maybe, you know, like, he's going to get stuck or something, maybe Miguel, and Johnny's going to have to try and save him. Which would be interesting, because we know that Robbie and obviously Miguel have not really had a good relationship up until, like, this point. But I would like it, mate, if them two joined together and fought as a season, united under the same dojo. I think they could both learn a lot from each other. Like I said, I really wanted Robbie to actually... it's weird, actually, I was conflicted because I wanted to talk to him, as well as Robbie last season. I definitely didn't want Miguel to win. I think that he's had a fantastic progression trajectory of me, Hawk. His character progression's been sick. But Robbie, how many times has Robbie come second now? 2-3 times? Just wanted him to take that victory, but I don't think that. I think he's too old now, is he not, to go in the under 18 All Valley unless they do an older one or something. But yeah, I thought that was good from Sam, actually. I know that Miguel said, "Are you trying to flip it and make it about you?" But you know, he left without telling anybody. He's not even asked how she was, not asked how his mum is. You know, not asked, you know, like, what's everybody doing, if he's safe or anything. So I thought what she said wasn't actually that bad.
After you went missing, me and Larissa tried to find you. We found this hunk of junk instead. We found some pissant driving it instead of you. We chased him to a chop shop. Ended up fighting the douchebags that stole it.
I had no idea.
That was a pretty good scene, that.
I know I haven't been there for you, but I've also failed Miguel. I'm out here trying to fix my mistakes so I don't have to live with the regret of making them. We had a little car trouble. We'll be there in a few hours. Any updates you hear from Miguel?
No, but I did hear from Sam. Miguel called her.
Did she say where he's going?
All Sam knows is that Miguel hasn't found Hector.
Look at that.
Look at this Cobra Kai. Mate, that's a sick gym.
Teslas or something.
I have seen these moves before.
You have? Where?
Kim Sung-young.
I don't think I remember Mr. Miyagi mentioning Kim Sung-young.
Miyagi-san left Okinawa before World War II. Kim Sung-young became known during Korean War. No honor, no mercy.
You could have just told me.
If Silva is student of Master Kim, we must be careful.
Do you reckon this is the wrong Hector?
Where are you going?
I think the guy says he thinks he saw Miguel talking to these surfers. Looking for a kid, Ecuadorian. Seen him?
Gave him directions, yeah.
All right, great. Can you tell me which way he went?
You know, it might be easier if I show you.
It's a bad idea. You have 5 seconds to tell me which way that kid went. I'm gonna take that surfboard and I'm gonna shove it so far up your ass your friends are gonna be surfing you.
Roundhouse kicking. Oh, that's it. That's what I wanted Miguel to do, but that was better, actually. I like father and son bond sesh.
Salvaste a mi hijo. Eres un héroe. ¿Cómo puedo pagártelo? Por favor, ven a cenar con nosotros.
No.
Hey, please, we insist. It's the least we can do.
I mean, I suppose it's the best he could have asked for, really.
Maybe you're a stranger, but tonight you're family, okay?
Technically, you kidnapped and transported a minor across the border, but we got a good story out of it.
They did, mate. They got a story that they wanted, mate.
Turning point at Cobra Kai. Our competition has closed up shop, and the valley now looks to us to lead the way. For everyone else, it's summer vacation. But for
That's
us,
a better way for us to start the
the
morning.
real work is about to begin. That means we'll need more senseis. You must prove yourself in the way of the fist.
Oh, he's joined.
Welcome to Cobra Kai.
Oh, that's actually really interesting. I was thinking then, mate, you know, as he was going across the faces, I was thinking, they're not teenagers, are they, mate? He's actually getting full-blown men, mate, in there. Now, he said that they're going to need more senseis, so it's going to be interesting to see who gets brought in. But, like, the whole point of having, I don't know, like, for these, I understand they like being Cobra Kai, and they like doing the karate, and they like, obviously, being dominant and strong. But it's nothing without competition. Do you know what I mean? Like, what these do, competing, they have to have an enemy, say, for example, or an opponent. And right now, there's no dojos to compete with. So unless we're going to bring in new gyms, new dojos, new senseis, new students, then it's going to be interesting to see, obviously, what direction they're going. Because they're expanding, yeah, but they've got no person to compete against them. Is it going to be more tournaments? Right now, we've seen that, you know, Eagle Fang didn't see really anything of them. Yeah, we didn't really see Miyagi-Do either. It just closed down, didn't it? You know, he seemed to be honouring his agreement last season that they didn't win any of it, did they? You know, Tori won the females, and we also seen, obviously, Eli, he did win the males. But we did see Miguel here, mate. You know, he's gone to Mexico. He didn't really tell anybody where he was going, but he's got there successfully and safe. He was robbed at the start, wasn't he? He got his money took off him. And I wanted him to start the episode really strong and take them out, but we ended it really strong with Johnny and actually Robbie taking them out. You know, double team, father and son bonding session, redeeming, you know, Miguel for like having his money stolen earlier on in the episode. And then obviously it looks like he's possibly found Hector. The first one, he was saying that he had no idea who Carmen was and no idea who obviously Miguel is, and he's never even been to Ecuador or something. But he went in there and he went into a place which looked pretty scary, to be honest. And I was saying that if that was his dad, probably wasn't the best way to introduce yourself, do you know what I mean? But now obviously he's got this one, he saved the little boy, even though the car definitely had loads of time to stop. And I was invited him obviously in the house for tea, and you can see that he's happy and he's chilling. But how do you break it? How do you start a conversation? How do you say who you are and why you're here? It's going to be interesting, but isn't it? Like, it was a good start. I expected a bit more action and stuff like that. No mention of Kreese, but, you know, there's lots of episodes to go. So let's see where it takes us. Okay, so that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. So that is the reintroduction back into Season 5 of Cobra Kai. Miguel, heavily focused on this episode, you know, his trip to Mexico to find his father. Now, very interestingly, I never even thought of it before, but on the phone to Sam, she was saying that, think about it, you know, your mum and your grandma, they fled, you know, your father before you was born. There must have been a reason. There must have been a reason why they didn't want him in your life. And have you ever even thought about that? And then obviously we seen the first guy. We thought, oh, he's a, you know, like he looks a bit rough. That's not the type of person that Miguel would really should be associating himself with. But obviously that turns out he's not the right Hector, and he's found a different one who looks like a family man. But still, I'm interested in what Sam said, because it gets you thinking. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, why did Carmen actually leave? Also, it'd be interesting to see if Johnny has a whole season just bonding with Miguel and obviously Robert instead of running a dojo and trying to go after, you know, Terry Silver, because it looks like right now in this episode that Danny LaRusso and obviously Chosen, they're uniting together and coming up with a plan to obviously infiltrate Cobra Kai from the inside and obviously take him out. Now, again, speaking about Cobra Kai, we did see last season, didn't we, that Stingray helped Silver take Kreese out, and now he's in prison, as Amanda said at the start of the episode. But for how long for? And when he does come out of prison, is he going to unite with Johnny and Danny LaRusso and obviously go after Terry Silver? Because, do you know what I mean? Like, even though they've all been enemies and they've all clashed heads, yeah, now they've all got one common enemy, and it'd be interesting to see if they take him down. He's also said, Chosen, that the way that he's teaching them karate right now, we've seen it before, and it's got no honor, and it's strike hard, and it's literally just take you out ruthlessness, and you need to cut the snake's head off at the, you know what I mean? If you want to take a snake out, you take it off at the head. And now he's obviously, like I said, enrolled and listed as a Cobra Kai, I don't know, student. So that's going to be exciting to see. Didn't really see much of Sam or Eli or the champion of last season, Tora. Do you know what I mean? Like, none of them was really shown much of it. We've seen Kenny a little bit. We didn't really see anything of Anthony. So, like, quite a lot of the dojo members we didn't really see. We just seen heavily kind of focused on the senseis, and obviously a bit of Robbie bonding with his dad and Miguel searching for his father. So there's still a lot to come, and I can't wait to find out what the actual plot is of the season. Like I said, didn't watch the trailer, only just popped out. Season started straight away. It's like, boom, let's just go into it and have some fun. So that is episode 1. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.